this is gonna be awkward. Oh, shotgun deposit father. Yeah, oh well. Yes. Okay. Don't look at me like that, you dumb mother. That's all I'm saying. Looking at me like I'm doing something wrong, like bitch. Don't even look at me. Don't even look at me. Don't even think about looking at me. Sheesh. Yeah, like I'm doing something wrong? No, I'm not. Oh. Yes. Much better. Operating there once I, get to, I'm gonna get to first. I know, I don't know if this is gonna last.
Civil and criminal brought by Democrats in every single state, local, state, and federal. We never did that to your opponent. You never even encouraged that. They talk about an insurrection. The Senate said no, he didn't commit an insurrection. You're not charged with an insurrection. They have not a syllable of evidence that you encourage people to commit violence. You're not charged with that. And yet they keep saying you did, and yet there you were, the President of the United States, offering the National Guard, not sending the National Guard in to take over the Capitol, and you left office peacefully, and Biden stepped in. They create this whole thing, and now, which is incredibly offensive, you're the only president that has a Jewish son-in-law, a Jewish daughter who converted, Jewish grandchildren, and they call you Hitler, so they create this whole environment, this whole scenario. I want to give you an opportunity to tell millions and millions of Americans how this makes you feel and why you think they're doing this to you.
Well, there's a party of misinformation or disinformation, very similar, not quite exactly the same, but it's two words that are very similar. And they are some terrible people. Look, we have people that I think they really want to hurt our country. When you see open borders where millions and millions of people have come into our country, and many from jails, many are sick, very sick people, and that sickness can be passed on in a lot of cases, and but also mental institutions are being dumped into our country, and nobody is there to do anything about it. You know, we have the safest border in history, and today we have the worst border in history. I believe we have the worst border in the history of the world. I don't think there's never been a country where this has happened to. This is an invasion of our country. So when you look at what they do and what they say, and they say, I want to be a dictator. You know, I was on your friend, that man who respects you greatly as everyone else does, is Sean Hannity. And he said, so you don't want to be a dictator, right? I said, no, I want to be a dictator for one day, Sean. One day, we're going to become energy independent, and we're going to close up the borders. And just one day, then I don't want to be a dictator anymore. Now, I said that obviously joking, but nevertheless, you know, energy independence and close up the border, two things that are just, you know, we had the greatest energy program in history, and now we're a laughing stock all over the world. We're getting oil from Venezuela and frankly from Iran, and it's ridiculous. And the same thing with the others. So that's what I want. So I said, I want to be a dictator for one day, and then I don't want to be a dictator. But they put me, I want to be a dictator, and then they cut it off. They said, Donald Trump wants to be a dictator. And he goes, I want to be a dictator, cut. And, you know, it's so incredible how they lie, and they're evil, and they must hate the country. They must hate the country. You look at elections, the way elections are all over the place, but the election was a horrible thing. Think of it, if the election, and I got millions more votes. We did much better the second time than we did in 2016. In 2020, we did much better, millions and millions of more votes. But bad things happened, and you wouldn't have inflation. Israel would not have been attacked. As you know very well, you've said it many times, zero chance. You know, Iran was broke when I was running things. I wouldn't let other countries buy from them. I said, if you want to buy oil from Iran, you're not going to do business with the United States of America. And China took a pass. Everybody took a pass because they had to do business with us. They made too much money. I also said, I'm going to put tariffs on you, 100% tariffs if you do any business at all. If you buy one barrel of oil from Iran, you're going to be taxed at a number like nobody's ever taxed before. So they were broke, and they had no money for Hamas. They had no money for Hezbollah. You know this better than anybody. You've spoken about it. In fact, I saw the other day a Democrat congressman on television say, whether you like Trump or not, they were broke. They had no money for Hezbollah. And this was a big story 3 years ago, how there was no terrorism because Iran had no money because they're the purveyor of terrorism. Iran had no money to give to these other groups, and there were about 28 of them, actually. But people think in terms of Hezbollah, and they think in terms of Hamas, and others. There are many others. Countries of terror. And Iran was supplying the money. Now Iran has $200 billion because he took off all the sanctions immediately. I can't even understand, nobody can understand why. There's something going on. He's like a Manchurian candidate. There's something going on that people don't know about. It's so bad what's happened. So now they have $200 billion. They have so much money. And you look at the Middle East. And the problem is we have the same people that did Afghanistan handling the Middle East. We'll end up in World War III with these people. These are people that don't know what they're doing. So, I let people know, and we did a great job. We had the safest border. I rebuilt the military. We had the biggest tax cuts in history, the biggest regulation cuts in history, even things like right to try, where we're allowed to use space-age medicines, medicines that won't be approved if people are terminally ill. We save thousands and thousands of lives with right to try. We have the right to try a medicine that isn't approved. You're terminally ill. And people would travel to Asia, they'd travel to Europe, they'd travel all over the world to find something. Or if they had no money, they'd go home and they'd die. And I got that passed. They tried to get it for 54 years and got passed through Congress. You had to get it through Congress in this case. And we got it done. We did a lot of things, and they're actually sort of unhappy that we did these things. Space Force, think of it, we rebuilt the military, and they gave $85 billion of that beautiful brand new equipment to the Taliban. If you think it's the Taliban. And actually, Afghanistan now is the second largest seller of military equipment in the world because it's got 700,000 rifles and guns. They don't need anywhere near that number. They got 70,000 trucks, many of them armor-plated. There's no used parking lot, used car lot in the world that has 70,000 cars, and these are things across, in some cases, hundreds of thousands and even millions of dollars. 70,000, and they're selling all this stuff, and they're a massive distributor and seller of military equipment. We gave it to them. We left them all of $85 billion worth of equipment. We are run by incompetent people, and I say all the time, and then you take it back, but I say all the time, if you take the 10 worst presidents in history, they will not have done the damage and the harm that this man has done. And we still have 10 months to go, Mark, and 10 months is a lot of time for somebody to destroy our country. We could end up in World War III.
So, America, listen to how President Trump speaks. Listen to all the areas that he discussed. Joe Biden's incapable of doing any of that. Let me ask you something, Mr. President. When people interview you, friends talk, do they ever let you finish a thought? My viewing and listening is typically they want to project something into your conversation. They want to put you on defense. They want to create a controversy. They want something like that. Does anybody ever interview and shut the hell up?
Well, you do. As an example, I do speak in long, complex sentences, and I have a lot of material in each sentence or paragraph, and you do. By the way, you speak that way. I watched with Sean. Sean used to sort of interrupt you a little bit, and didn't work out as well. And now he just, I think he sort of just said, go ahead, and you just go on. And, you have a lot of gems in those long sentences, I think. I talked about a lot of different things. We cover a lot of territory. If you have a certain mind, and if you know what you're doing, you cover a lot of territory. No, if first of all, Biden would never be able to do an interview like this. He said put two sentences together. He's the worst president in the history of our country. And the happiest man is Jimmy Carter, because he was brilliant as a president by comparison to Biden.
Well, let me ask you this. Is there a final statement that you want to make to the people of Iowa why they should turn out in the cold and the snow to vote for you?
Well, I've been very good to the farmers, and I've been very good to Iowa in particular. And with all of the different things I've done, including getting $28 billion for the farmers of the country, $28 billion from you know where, Mark? From China. Now you tell me, do you think Biden's going to get $28 billion? I got 28 because they treated our farmers very, very unfairly. But think, we had no inflation, we had the best economy in the history of our country, we had the greatest economy, we had the strongest border in the history of our country, we rebuilt our military, we did everything. Think, the regulations were cut. I cut regulations, which, by the way, were great for our farmers, but we cut regulations greater than anybody's ever cut regulations, including somebody that you admire, Ronald Reagan. So do I. And again, the biggest tax cuts, and one of those tax cuts is that farmers won't have to pay estate taxes. They don't anymore. They used to take over that a father would die, leave the farm to the kids, mother and father, leave it to the kids, and the kids would lose the farm to the bank because they had to go out and pay so much tax and have to mortgage up the farm. You don't have estate tax to pay anymore. That's a phenomenal thing that I did for the farmers, and they know it. And we're way up in the polls. I mean, it's a little disconcerting when you see like 30 degrees below zero, but a lot of people say that our voters, it's actually good for me because our voters have a lot of spirit, more spirit than the other people, and they're going to get out and vote no matter what. So we'll see. But it's a little cold up there. I start the journey tomorrow morning, and it's a tough journey because I guess they have never seen any cold like they have, and the snow and cold. It's pretty rough weather, but I'll get up there one way or the other, and I plan to be up there, have a big rally tomorrow, but because of the weather, we'll probably have to put that onto Sunday. But we'll get up there, and I think they have great enthusiasm for this election. I think they have great enthusiasm for something that's just very important. It's called making America great again. We're going to make America great again, and they understand it. And we really do. We have a level of spirit that I think very rarely, and you would know this better than anybody, very rarely have people seen anything quite like it.
Well, Mr. President, God bless you. Be safe. These planes in ultra-cold weather, they make me very, very nervous.
Yeah.
So make sure they're checking the pulse on the damn doors, will you?
I will promise to do that. I promise I will be doing. I'll do it myself.
Well, God bless you, sir. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you, and God bless you, too. Thanks a lot, Mark. Take care.
All right, be well. See, you heard a side of the president you never get to hear. Because he's relaxed, I'm relaxed. We're not at loggerheads. It's an interview. It's not an inquisition. The former president, you treat him with respect. And in that short time span, you learned a lot. Perhaps not anything perfectly new, but you're reminded of things. And, Mr. Producer, doesn't he sound very likable? You love the guy. Very likable. But if you watch the media, this is what I talked about first now. You let your mind be polluted with these Democrats dressed up as journalists. You let your mind be polluted with the Chris Christies and the others, the disgruntled former employees. Well, then your mind's going to be polluted. But they are not conveying to you who he really is. I am. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin. Power Talk 1460 and FM 101.1. The AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am is back January 31st through February 4th. Elevate your fan experience with tickets to Clint Saloon, a Western-style hospitality venue right on the golf course at Pebble Beach Golf Links. Clint Saloon offers views of the 15th green and all-day access to the venue, where you can watch your favorite PGA Tour golfers and enjoy a barbecue-inspired venue and delicious drinks. Don't miss the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, back January 31st through February 4th. Visit attpbgolf.com/tickets to learn more.
For a better you in 2024, get better water. A LifeSource whole home water system will help you be a better you. LifeSource removes the bad stuff and keeps the good stuff. No chlorine showers or baths, just filtered water from every tap. Call 800-WATER-99 to speak with a factory representative or visit LifeSourceWater.com. LifeSource, taste and feel the difference.
Warranty limitations apply.
We all make resolutions this time of year, and let's face it, most of them won't stick. But here's one that's not only easy to keep, but will help you feel healthier all year long. Navage. Navage provides quick, drug-free nasal relief by washing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. This time of year, when everyone is sick, Navage helps by sucking out germs, bacteria, and viruses trapped in our noses that cause us to feel miserable. And come allergy season, it does the same with dust, pollen, and other allergens. And unlike medications that can take time to help, if they're effective at all, Navage helps treat congestion symptoms in seconds flat, without drugs. This New Year's, resolve to use drug-free Navage to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all year long. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage. N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
There's no better time than the new year to help protect your identity and finances. LifeLock detects potential threats to your identity that you may miss on your own. If you do become a victim, a U.S.-based LifeLock restoration specialist will work to fix it. LifeLock is the New Year's resolution that's easy to keep. Save 25% off your first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock or go to LifeLock.com. Promo code PLAY to save 25%. That's LifeLock.com. Promo code.
Looking for top-notch personal protection? The Smith & Wesson Equalizer is here to level the playing field. Easy to rack slide, easy to control ergonomic grip. It's designed for you. With a 10, 13, and 15-round magazine included, cover control or size down for easier concealment. Don't miss out on the opportunity to upgrade your safety. Visit your local dealer now. To learn more about the Equalizer, visit smith-wesson.com. Smith & Wesson, empowering America. All capacity sizes may not be available in your jurisdiction. Be sure to check your local laws and regulations.
If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or have no warranty at all, listen up. CarShield is offering a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan at an all-time low in price that covers more parts than ever before. Call CarShield now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs and lock in your price today. Call 800-898-6155. That's 800-898-6155.